I use this because I want your listeners to come to understand how money is made in the resource market.
Real money for investors is made when there's a generational shift or a generational opportunity.
What is good, Stackers University? I'm super excited about this video because I have some great clips from my Uncle Rick Rule and an interview with a serial successful CEO. And we're going to talk about two metals that I believe have incredible upside for very different reasons: platinum and lithium. Now, you know by now, my goal is to help educate and provide you with good information and also help you make more money.
When you wrap your head around the fact that arithmetic is more important than narrative, then you begin to make money if you do the work.
Most of the time, investing is about sitting around and being patient while you wait for the market to make its move. Every now and then, there are these very special moments when you are presented with situations where, while the outcome is uncertain, the uncertainty is flanked by incredible risk, but also really incredible reward.
The only rule of thumb that works for me is when everybody hates something, I'm supposed to like it.
Well, what do you think about platinum then, Uncle Rick?
I think platinum is even more hated than silver. The lineup for platinum is even better than the lineup for silver.
Well, we all know this isn't going to win him any friends in the silver community over on Reddit. Well, what do you think about lithium?
I think the hate is coming in lithium. People who are lithium bulls suggest that it's cheap now because it's off 75% in price. But remember that it was up 550% before it fell 75.
Understanding that nothing is guaranteed, all we can ever do is put the odds of success in our favor as much as possible. Finding hating investments is one way, but don't focus on the hate. Focus on the conditions that bring the hate, and that's because it usually hides an incredibly asymmetrical bet. I've done a couple of videos on platinum where I've really gone through the fundamentals and the drivers, so I will link to that at the end. But right now, let me quickly just summarize my love relationship with platinum, and then I will make my argument that platinum is likely to be a better investment, even better than silver in the long term. I know that sounds a little crazy, but just stick with me.
I would probably place platinum right now a little ahead of silver.
We all know how rare platinum is. We know it really only comes from 3 places in the world. We know it used to be more expensive than gold, but take a look at this chart. On March 3rd, 2008, platinum was at $2,213. On the same day, gold was at $982. Fast forward 16 years later, and the two metals are almost literally swapped price positions. Let's not forget, 1 ounce of gold has a $50 face value, while a platinum gold is a $100 face value. Now let's look at some ratios. No one loves the gold to silver ratio like my silver investors, and they are quick to tell you that at 87-1, silver is super cheap and a better buy and is set to outperform gold. But why? Simply because the average GSR is around 54. Perfect. Don't forget that train of thought or that logic, because when we look at the platinum to gold ratio, we see that it is currently sitting at 0.4, meaning 1 ounce of gold can get you under a half an ounce of platinum, when the historical average is around 2, and it used to take 2 ounces of gold to equal 1 ounce of platinum. Okay, well, what about platinum to silver ratio? Well, if you think silver is undervalued compared to gold, this chart shows that platinum is cheap compared to silver. As this chart shows, the ratio has gotten as high as 154 ounces of silver needed to get 1 ounce of platinum. And now that ratio is sitting at 36, with the average is around 60. You need more proof? Fine, let's take a look at platinum compared to the S&P 500. Or how about platinum compared to crude oil? Finally, at around $900, platinum is now priced around the production cost for most producers, which bodes extremely well for future price increase. This is why I believe that platinum is one of the best investments that's out there. The question is just time. I slowly started buying platinum more than a year and a half ago for all the reasons I just mentioned, but I've never been fully committed like I am now. I've consistently shared that platinum will require some patience, as the main drivers of platinum price, specifically supply and the auto industry demand, were potentially bearish, especially with recession concerns. However, recently these two factors are actually shifting towards more bullish indicators, which is why I'm falling back in love with platinum. First, we see more and more reports and data showing that regardless of the hype or the excitement about EVs, ICE engines are going to be here for much longer, and so is oil. The other major driver is supply and an artificial amount of platinum being dumped on the market, which has been keeping prices lower than they should. Just listen to Rick Rule.
At some point in time, the Russians' ability to continue to sell platinum, palladium, nickel, copper, cobalt, rhodium ends, and that those markets will rebound.
Russian dumping metals totally explains why platinum can't get above $1,000 per ounce for any real time. Regardless, the Russian fire sale will end at some point. That aside, the possibility of supply disruptions coming out of South Africa with their power grid issues makes the potential upside too great for me to ignore.
I think the hate is coming in lithium. People who are lithium bulls suggest that it's cheap now because it's off 75% in price. But remember that it was up 550% before it fell 75.
While we transition into lithium, we also transition into the paid content portion of this video with Kal Mai, CEO and founder of Hertz Energy, stock ticker HZLIF. I was really excited to do this interview with Kal because he is truly a visionary leader who has been serially successful in almost everything he has touched. It's almost like he has the Midas touch when it comes to capital markets and building successful companies. This is extremely important because whenever we evaluate an exploration company, we all know the importance of leadership, especially at the top. But let me shut up and let Kal himself share his incredible background and the unbelievable success he's experienced.
Andre, thanks for having me and taking the time to let me introduce our company and myself to you. I've been in the capital markets since 2008. I got involved with the potash project that we acquired. The potash project eventually became a part of Africa Oil, which became a very successful deal. Since Africa Oil, we've had a number of big wins in mineral exploration as well as technologies. I have a background in policing. We were able to launch a company called Patriot One Technologies, which developed a concealed weapons technology, which addressed all the mass shootings in the US. So our technology searches people for concealed weapons as they walk through entrances. That company's done really well. It's moved from the junior market to the main market on the Toronto Stock Exchange. We also developed a technology to test drivers for marijuana impairment when marijuana became legalized, and that device is close to getting court certification in the coming year. In the last 2 years, we got heavily involved in a company called Patriot Battery Metals, unrelated to our Patriot One. Patriot Battery has discovered a very large lithium deposit in James Bay, Quebec. We were very early investors in Patriot Battery, but also we acquired a lot of ground around the Patriot Battery area when Patriot Battery first started discovering lithium. So we own a lot of ground around Patriot Battery, which we put some of it into our current deal, which we're discussing today, which is Hertz Energy.
Kal, you have clearly found success everywhere along the way. So you have to tell me, how do you keep doing this, as well as tell me a little bit more about Hertz Energy and its projects?
Again, Andre, I like to believe like I have a bit of a knack to see where capital is coming into the markets, but also see where business opportunities are. And I think in our generation, there's quite an opportunity in electric vehicles, electric batteries, and the need for commodities that power that. And lithium is one of those commodities. So as I said, we got involved with Patriot Battery early on, but I put together Hertz Energy to be a company that would develop lithium opportunities across North America. We've acquired a project in Arizona. We have 2 district scale projects in James Bay along the Patriot Battery's discovery. And James Bay has become known as a very well-respected lithium district in the world. The Patriot Battery deposit is expected to be the largest deposit in North America. And hard rock lithium in North America is becoming very mainstream now and will be used to power the electric vehicle demand and electric vehicle battery mega plants that are being built in North America.
Kal, after more than a 500% increase, we've seen a significant pullback in the price of lithium, which has made a number of investors nervous. Could you please share your outlook on the market?
Again, Andre, lithium was very much a commodity that was consumed by China until very recently. Like I said, a lot of the electric batteries were manufactured in China, but we've seen that that the Chinese economy has gone into a bit of a collapse in the last couple of years. Being a communist country, that's not a very very well-known fact or well-advertised fact, but China is very much hurting economically, and we've seen that hurt come across the lithium field. And I believe we're in a short-term lithium price collapse because there's an economy built around lithium being in demand across North America, with new EV mega plants being built in North America, electric vehicles being built in North America. And so there's a demand for lithium outside of China that's coming on stream in the coming years. And I believe we'll see a rebound in the price of lithium.
In preparing for this interview, I was absolutely shocked and impressed with the company's financials, which says a lot in this current environment. How in the world are you as a junior explorer so cashed up?
Andre, and I guess with the Hertz Energy, we're a little bit different in that, we've had a successful track record with a loyal base of investors that includes institutional investors, as well as our own family funded capital group. So Hertz Energy is backed by Canaccord Capital, and we're fortunate to say, as difficult as the capital markets were, Hertz Energy was the only IPO that Canaccord Capital did in 2023. And Canaccord Capital is one of the biggest brokerage firms in Canada. So we have strong capital backing from Canaccord. Myself, we have a family venture capital fund called Bull Run Capital. We also provide strong backing to Hertz Energy. We also have a public company called Colored Ties Capital, which is listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange, which is also a strong supporter of Hertz Energy. So we're different than a lot of small junior companies that are relying on retail investors for funding. We have strong capital markets backing behind us.
In a sector where failure is almost a norm, how do you manage the risk and what makes Hertz Energy so special?
Again, Andre, mineral exploration is a risky business overall, but with Hertz Energy, we've tried to mitigate that risk. We're not a single project company. We've got district scale projects that we were able to acquire very low cost directly from the governments. And they're not small projects. Both our lithium projects in James Bay are over 250 square kilometers. They're in the heart of new lithium discoveries. We also have a new project in Brazil along the Brazilian pegmatite belt, which is an emerging pegmatite hard rock lithium district. And on top of that, we have a lithium extraction technology partnership with Penn State University to improve on lithium extraction technologies from hard rock lithium. So we're not a single project or a single property company. We're a multi-pronged, well-diversified company with a strong capital markets backing. And we believe that we will deliver returns to investors based on that diversified portfolio.
Are there any final thoughts you would like to share before you leave?
Andre, I've come to know that real money for investors is made when there's a generational shift or a generational opportunity. And in my generation, we've seen new technologies come and new words created. We saw or we've come to know words like Yahoo, Google, Uber, friend, or like or dislike somebody. And in mineral exploration, we're creating new words now in lithium. And those two words are pegmatite, which is the source of rock for lithium, and spodumene is the actual lithium rock. So in mineral exploration, we created two new words, pegmatite and spodumene. And that goes kind of hand in hand with a generational opportunity, investment opportunity. And I think that's what I'd like to leave investors with, is that pegmatite and spodumene go hand in hand with electric vehicles. And that is a generational opportunity for investors.
There you have it, folks. Kal Mai, CEO and founder of Hertz Energy, stock ticker HZLIF. I really encourage you to take a look into Hertz Energy, and especially Kal Mai, because I truly believe he is cut from a different cloth. I mean, almost literally everything he touches turns into gold. And if you're going to invest in a junior explorer, you have to believe in the leader. And Kal has shown that he is that person. Always stack smarter, never stop learning.